Hello and welcome to another episode of Motors for the Masses.
And you join us on a very windy day. There seems to be quite a few of those at the moment. Well, today we have something that a lot of you have been asking for quite a while. But this time it's back with a brand new colour for 2020. So roll the intro and let's get cracking.
Crack!
So, have you guessed what it is? Well, you should do. It's in the title, so it sort of gives it away, really.
Yes, it's the Keeway RKF 125.
The RKF uses a BMT engine. What is that, I hear you ask? No? Okay, well, I'll tell you anyway. The BMT engine is Benelli technology, and it has three variations. The air-cooled 2-valve G model,
The twin-spark air-cooled 4-valve D model, like in the Benelli TNT,
and the S model, like the Keeway RKR, which is a high-compression, high-energy ignition, 4-valve, 3-spark plug liquid-cooled engine with lean burn combustion, using more air and less fuel for much better efficiency.
Well, the RKF has the S model engine, which develops 12 brake horsepower, 7.4 foot-per-pound of torque, and has a 6-speed gearbox.
Which means it's good for around 65 to 70 miles per hour, although I have seen a video of someone hitting 82 miles per hour. Now, with this lean burn engine and this triple spark plug technology, that means the CO2 is just 51. That's pretty impressive. And a claimed MPG of, can you believe, 128 miles per gallon. Even if that's way out, anything around sort of 105, 110 is superb. That's really impressive.
Using the modern combined braking system, the RKF has a 260mm front disc with a triple piston caliper and a 220mm rear disc with a double piston caliper.
17-inch wheels front and rear. You get a 110 front cordial tyre and a 130 rear. Although I'm not sure if it's the size of the bike, but this tyre does look thinner than a 130. What do you think?
With upside down forks on the front.
You get a monoshock on the rear.
And a 10-litre fuel tank. The dimensions are pretty average at 2 metres long, 780mm wide and 1.1 metres tall.
Now, it has a 770mm seat height, so it's not too big. However, that does seem to be whilst it's on the side stand. And if you stand it up level, it's more 800. And the weight is 137 kilos.
So then, let's start it up, have a listen.
And take it out for a ride. as usual, I'll get my gear off and we'll have a chat. So what do I think about this bike? Well, first of all, I want to apologise if you can hear ambient raining. It's because it's raining pretty damn hard now, and you might figure out that when we were riding the bike it was actually pretty dry. That's because we were filming that this morning, because I knew this was coming. So I apologise if you can hear that. Trust me, it's a lot worse for us. Anyway, what do I think about the bike? Because that's the important bit here. Well, when I first got on it, with this peg arrangement facing backwards, I actually thought, I don't know if I like it, but your knees flow really nice with the contour of this tank. So you sit in there really nicely. They tuck in really nicely. It's actually a really good position. I also thought with my feet back here, my nuts are going to be squashed against the tank. But I can happily report, not a squashed gonad to be had. It actually feels really comfortable. Now on the seat here, you'll see you've got a little lip, and that's enough to stop your balls hitting the tank. So I'm actually pretty impressed. Ride-wise, now it's got 6 gears. It revs up to about 10,500 RPM maximum, although the rev count does go to 12. Now you can ride it nice and serenely, which is what we've been doing, because obviously it's a brand new engine and we don't want to thrash it. But if you're sitting at 50 miles an hour, in 6th gear, you're doing 6,000 RPM, and it's really smooth. However, if you then want to open it up, it's not really going to do much. You'll need to drop it down a couple of gears and pull it through the gears in higher revs. It is a revvy bike. It does need quite a bit of revs to get it going. But when it does go really well. I had no problems going through 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, sitting at 40 miles an hour very comfortably. The engine's nice and smooth. It doesn't sound rattly. It doesn't sound strained in any way whatsoever. Having 6 gears really makes a big difference. Being water cooled really does make a difference, because when you drop it down into 3rd and open it up, it pulls away, and it does pull actually really nicely. I've got no problems with the mirrors. Again, like with a lot of mirrors, you do see a bit of arm, but it's nowhere near as bad as some of the others I've seen. The dash, very clear, very easy to see, really nicely laid out. Very pleased with that. Now these bars are actually quite substantial as well. You've got a really thick bar in the middle, and it peters out to the usual 22 mil at the end. Changing it from kilometres to miles per hour, you'll see when I first started riding I was in kilometres and then switched it over to miles per hour. All you do is hold the set button on here and turn off and on the ignition. Really simple to use. Brakes feel really nice, combined braking system of course. Once they're bedded in, they're going to be even better, but front brake, rear brake, really nice. Gear change is unbelievably smooth. No notches whatsoever. Really impressed with the way it changes gear. I don't really have anything negative to say about it. It feels solid, it feels well put together. The build quality, that is what I'm most impressed with. They've really put it together nicely. None of the plastics creak, nothing is flimsy, everything feels solid. Even the switch for the hazard flashes, the stalk feels nice and solid. Indicators clunk quite nicely. I've got nothing really negative to say. And what I do like is the little finishes, like I said. You've got the fins in here that actually mesh fins. Nice quality, not cheap. They've even put little reflectors in the front fenders here, which I really do like. As I say, I can't really fault the build quality at all. The rear pegs, again, nice and substantial on these big brackets, nothing flimsy. Again, little kick plate, and again, it's not a flimsy kick plate. It's nice and solid, really is well put together. There is one thing I would like to mention, and that's when you first look at the side of this bike, you think, look at all those nut heads, they're just everywhere, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And yes, okay, you do get that on all bikes, but on this, I think it's because they're all shiny. So they really stand out in this area. And all they had to do was make these black. And I think that would have finished it off. So just get your paint out and paint it, I guess. I don't see what else you can do. Perhaps maybe a little cover to go on here. but I'm nitpicking, to be honest, because I can't really find anything else that I don't like about it. Oh, yes, I do. We don't need a sticker that says 4 valves. All bikes have got 4 valves, really, these days, so maybe just peel that off. And we don't really need to know that it's got 3 spark plugs. Yes, it's good that it's got it, but do you need to advertise it? Plus, we need to put a sticker on here that says rear wheel. One on there that says front wheel. One down here that says forks. Plus, I'm being silly. Overall, I love the look. Really is actually quite a beautiful looking bike. The colour I get is a bit Marmite. Some people don't like the green. I personally love the green. As you know, I'm partial to a bit of green with my Triumph that was green, although that's now orange. Prefer orange. My Kawasaki, which is green. My new bike that's going to be coming, I won't tell you what that is yet, is green. And this pearl green I think is really, really quite nice. What else can I say about it? Well, oh yes, this rear wraparound unit, again, feel how solid, or look how solid that is. It's not flimsy, the mudguard is nice and solid. Even this bracket here is proper, nice bit of metal. It's not plastic, it's not flimsy. Everything is really solid. And but that might be just that me pulling on it. It's not that bad. What else can we say? Let's bring you around the front and show you what the lights do, shall we? Oh, before we go to the lights, another little attention to detail I like. Look, they even put bobbins on for your paddock stands. Fantastic touch. So the lights, as you can see, are LED. You've got daytime running lights, and these are very reminiscent of the Benelli 502C. Again, some people don't like it. I love it. I think it looks beautiful, to be honest. Now I'm going to have to start the bike to turn the lights on. So you've got your LED lights here, and of course your main beam, also LED. Very bright, very nice to see. You've also got LED rear lights and brake lights, and of course LED indicators and hazard flashes. Fantastic.
So this was available in white, red and black, but for 2020 they've done it in this nice green, which Mark seems to love. So then Mark, what is the price?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Thank you very much. The price was typically £2,599. However, it's now just £2,399 on the road with a 2-year parts and labour warranty. And I think that is a fantastic price for this kind of bike, and easily a contender for the Kawasaki Z125, which incidentally is £3,600. And that brings us to the end of this episode of Motors for the Masses. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back again next time with more bikes and more cars, and of course Project Bob. And we have got lots of new bikes coming, so stay tuned for that. Again, thank you ever so much for everybody who's come down to the shop and said hello. Much, much appreciated. And especially those that have bought bikes at the same time. So thank you very much for that. And that's all we have time for. So, if you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please like and share this video and click the notification bell. You might have to click off and then on again, because sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know. Yeah. You got anything else to say? Brilliant. So, all that remains is to say, until next time, please ride and drive carefully.
But have fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I thought you said you had nothing else to say.